Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat pack in the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the trade, yes and no. Friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul, when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yep. Welcome to the Basement Sports Network Postgame Show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and I'm here solo for now. I'm assuming somebody gonna pull up, but hey, we ain't been doing post-game shows, no way. So most people probably don't know whether or not we doing the show. And the reason we ain't been doing the show is because of nights like tonight. Like, ass, bro. This shit is terrible. Losing is a good thing at this point. It might be. But I like the point. Like they're gonna lose enough to get out of the play-in tournament. And once they get into the play-in tournament, they're going to find a way into the playoffs. So whether 6 seed, 7 seed, 8 seed, 9 to 10 seed, they're going to end up in the playoffs. And it's going to look a lot like what you saw tonight. Miami had an opportunity to move and just kind of like take control of that 6 seed spot when matchup versus Philadelphia, who is like the team that's right in front of them that's actually in the 6 seed for now. But they failed to do what they needed to do, and they ended up losing this game 124 to 117. They wasted a pretty good Bam Adebayo game. Bam in the game with 29 and 14. I thought he showed major effort. He kind of fell off a little bit later on. A lot of that came because of the 3-point shooting. He was shooting the ball well. At one point, he was 4 for 5, and then he ended the game 4 for 8. So he missed a couple of shots down the stretch. But I thought Bam played well. I thought he played Joel Embiid well. We saw that Joel Embiid was laboring a little bit with kind of like his midsection, or like his stomach area. And it's because Bam kept ramming into him in the first half of this game, just to kind of test the limitations of how he felt. So Joel Embiid left early on in the game, and then he came back and finished the game relatively well. But like, this shit was terrible. Why does Pele get so much minutes? Good question. Pele gets minutes because he is one of the higher IQ players on this team. And I think a lot of people have said that he's like this connector, and I agree with that. Whereas he can connect, he can play with damn near any lineup that Spo decides to trot out there because of his skill set. He can score a little bit, he can pass a little bit, he can defend a little bit. And I think he just can find his way into being effective no matter what lineup Spo puts out there. So that's why you see a lot of Pele minutes. That's why he's starting right now. He doesn't make very many mistakes for a young player. And so that's what you're looking for. God, I hope we don't get into the playoffs. That's crazy because we're going to get into there. And ladies and gentlemen, I have no room to critique my dog. You coming to work because Jess, I will give you your flowers for 3 games now.
I told you that I was coming to work.
Yeah, for the 3 games you have been prepared in 3 fucking games. I said, I'm not doing this. Man, I don't. Bro, look at tonight's game.
I'm surprised you didn't do it tonight. That's what I was going to say.
You feel me?
I got my lipstick on, but like,
I made a commitment. I said, I even said it on Twitter. I'm going to start back doing shows this week. And this is the last opportunity I had this week. But yeah, he said, I got that Miami Heat mic quality. It's because I'm using my AirPods right now. Like, my microphone broke. Like, it's over with. It's cooked. So I got to get a new mic. But I also have a 6-year-old. So, like, they don't really stay fixed for very long around these parts. But, yeah, I guess we could talk about this game a little bit. What's happening? Tell me your thoughts on the game.
I mean, it's nothing special. Like, right? The general overview is that it's the same shit, not good enough. Couple guys having a pretty good game, but not enough to get you over the edge. Falling apart at the end of the game. Running some effing ISO offense with like a minute or two left, not getting a good shot off. I mean, it's just bad, repeated mistakes, not making any moves, not doing anything to move the needle, and like we always say, expecting somehow that results are going to be different. I mean, the only thing I'll give them is missing Norm. Like, yeah, that sucks, but still, I mean, unacceptable performance, especially with Embiid kind of banged up, and it's just not good enough. Continuously, just not good enough.
So I want to dive into that Norm thing a little bit because Norm only played, I think, what was it, like 11 minutes, not 10 minutes, something like that. He's shooting terribly on the floor either way, but like Norm got hurt, and then we saw kind of like Tyler Hero kind of step into that role in the second half. And just being honest, like I thought Tyler played okay. I thought Tyler played fine. Um, but again, we saw kind of the known commodity there. Uh, and Grimes had a couple plays in there. We saw, Tyrese Maxey doing whatever he wanted in the game. And it's just like, I can't really tell if Norm is better. Like, having Norm in there is better than playing with Tyler because it feels like we have the same issues. It just doesn't feel as pronounced when Norm's in there. It's kind of like run me through your thought process on the kind of dynamic between like having Norm and having Tyler in the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was a big topic of discussion before when Tyler was hurt, before we saw them really sharing the court. Then, all the theories about one of them was going in, then that person the other one would be out that game, whatever. You could tell they still haven't figured it out and they're trying to kind of cover their ass. I mean, those are two players that you look at, and we had, there was a reason that we were all saying, how are the two of them on the floor going to work? They're kind of similar. I don't want to like oversimplify it to that effect, but these are just somewhat ball dominant scorers that kind of need the ball in their hand to make it work. So, I mean, I agree with you. I thought Tyler had a good game too. And I saw he had like 7 assists, which is not bad for him. But yeah, I mean, it's a trade-off, right? Like those points probably would have been like, however long Norm went in and he was sitting out when they try to keep him separate or whatever it was. Like, it's not like we're missing some big like plus or some big gap there, because again, there's they don't have that formula figured out for how to, utilize the two of them effectively enough. And, it's kind of the same thing we'll say about even like a guy like Maxey. Like I was texting a friend of mine earlier about like, he's like, oh, we almost had Maxey, and like, oh, we would. And, like I love Maxey. I think he's much better than Tyler, with all due respect to whoever disagrees with that. But like guys like that, like having them both on the same team is kind of like, and all those guys that we make examples of that they're like, we have Tyler Herro at home or what, but there's something to be said like about guys that just really can't thrive unless they're in a very particular role. So it wasn't gonna work. It doesn't really look like it's gonna work. I don't really think the two of that, like this team fully healthy, like we've said in the past maybe 4 seasons, 5 seasons, maybe more. They could all be healthy. They could all be playing their best, and it's still just not quite there. So all of it is this is all kind of like an exercise in futility where we're like, well, if this guy, the roster construction as is just, it doesn't lend itself to us winning games.
It also don't lend itself to us doing very minimal post-game shows this season. Like, I'm getting sick of watching this shit. Like, It's the same. It's like you said, it's the same fucking thing all the time, bro. And it's like never ending. I think with the Norm Tyler thing, I was saying this kind of like offline because I wasn't doing these fucking shows, but Tyler's impact off the bench and as a starter is the same. Like, he does the same. He can get his numbers. He can get his minutes off the bench. And it made our bench look a whole lot better than it has been since the All-Star break, because Jaime Jaquez kind of like fell off a cliff. Now, he had a solid game tonight, but part of the reason why we were in this situation is because he can't fucking shoot. Like, he has the ball in his hands a lot, and he can't shoot the basketball. And I think he went 1 for 4 tonight. The one that he made felt lucky. And like the other ones that he took in crucial moments in his game never had a chance. So it's like, how much is it there, like with him? I don't know. Like, how do you view Jaime Jaquez?
I'm just like, I'm kind of torn on him because like I want to like him, but yeah, it's painful watching the man try to shoot like a mid-range. Like it's just, and it's not to say that there's not value in guys that can get to the basket or value in some of these like heady, like a little bit older guys that really understand, that have a higher basketball IQ, this, that. But again, he's not the guy that's going to move the needle. He's just not well-rounded enough, unfortunately. And again, it's like, I don't want to like disregard the good aspects of his game, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like in today's NBA, like you got to be able to shoot, and that might be an unpopular opinion, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's the reality.
It is. I mean, it is.
What makes it so much more complex, just is the fact that he's up for an extension. And when you have players on this team, like, okay, so you got the Norm Tyler dynamic going right now, and both of those players are looking to be paid right now too. The thing about Jaime is that he needs the ball in his hands, and I think that's what made him so successful early on, is that he was the primary ball handler with those bench units, and he's able to kind of get the assist that Tyler's picking up now by driving to the basket and kicking it around. The issue that he's having right now is that when you add Tyler back into the mix and you're bringing him off the bench, which I think is the right move for this team, to bring Tyler off the bench in order to kind of like minimize the overlap between he and Norm. You take the ball out of his hands, and now you're playing a guy like Kasparas Jakucionis, who also takes the ball in his hands, and then you're playing a guy like Norman Powell, who also takes the ball out of his hands, and then you have to get Bam Adebayo and Davion Mitchell. The opportunities for Jaime on ball where he's most effective are limited by the players that should be handling the ball around him. And that's where the non-shooting is highlighted. Whereas like you got other ball handlers and you have no way to be effective off ball because teams will not guard you out there. And I think that's going to be troubling, because if they sign Jaime to an extension, they're going to have to pay him more than Jovic. Mm-hmm. And if you pay him, what are you really like doing there?
Yeah, no, it's not a good situation. I mean, it's a huge advantage, like you said, for them when they don't have to be out on the perimeter for a certain guy, or can kind of like, and yeah, I mean, if you're not a threat from the field, it really changes the dynamic. And like you said, it's like, yeah, your value is diminished if you're not able to like spot up and shoot a three when you're, passing the ball around the perimeter, or, cutting and trying to get somebody, like, it's tough. And like, again, it's like, it's nice when it's working, and he does have some nice footwork, some nice handles. He can get to the basket, but again, the team's not set up for him to have the ball in his hands on every possession. So unfortunately, we have one too many guys that need the ball in their hand to be effective. So
it would be different if like
kind of screwed. I mean,
yeah, it would be different if either Tyler or Norm could play defense, because then you can put those two on the court together. But like that's another issue in and of itself, where you can't have, because I have no problem admitting that I think Tyler's a better individual 1-for-1 player than Norm Powell. Like I just do. I just think Norm slots in and fits with kind of like the amalgamation of players that we have a little bit better than Tyler does, because he's a quicker decision maker when it comes. We know that the result is going to be them both trying to score. But Norm gets to that decision a lot faster than Tyler, and I think that works out well with the starting unit and players like Bam and Andrew Wiggins, so that like it's more defined. With Tyler, it's a little bit more dribbling, him trying to figure out how he's going to get to his scoring, and I think that's more effective for the bench. But you pay them amounts of money that just can't be, like they're paid the reverse amount that they're supposed to be paid.
Yeah, and this is kind of like a little bit of a random comment, like with what you're saying, but it's like the thing about these guys, and it's not to like, I love Norm, and it's not to disrespect him either, and he does fit good here, but it's like you could be a 25, 26, 27 point per game scorer, and you could be, the Trae Young or the LaMelo or the guys that are super solid just on a team that's just not going to do anything, and he's not going to really be that guy wherever he goes. So it's like you could be solid, and it's like that's great, but I think all of us here, when we're doing these post games, and I would hope the front office and these guys are thinking about the bigger picture, like how do we win? And we're here like talking about like the kind of minute details about like this guy with the ball and this and that, but it's like shit, we have a way bigger problem is that this team is not equipped. Forget a championship. It's like we're talking playing all over again for the 6th year in a row. It's like, come on, like
we're not gonna. So first of all, like they're not. The problem is that they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win with this roster, and I think that's universally accepted by not only the fan base but the front office.
It's not even like the near future. Like it's not optimistic about the
it's
near
not,
future. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
like
not,
you can't. But the problem is like when they look at this roster now, they're going to continue to move the way that they move. But the way that they move is going to hamper us in mediocrity. Because if they want to actually genuinely move forward towards a championship, they should not re-sign Norm Powell. He's 32 years old. You should not re-sign him. Because I think the thing that Norm Powell does, and it's not like a shot at Norm. I think Norm's had a phenomenal season here. But what Norm has shown now, it's something that I've been to, but like what Norm has shown the fan base is that a player of that kind, him, Tyler Herro, if you place either one of them in that role, then you can get the same level of production. You can get 23, 24 points a game from any player like that. It doesn't have to be Norm Powell. It doesn't have to be Tyler Herro. It can literally be anybody like that. And place him there. He's replaceable, which is the ultimate thing. But it's just like they're not going to treat him like he's replaceable. They're going to treat him because they like him in the locker room or whatever. They're going to pay him.
That's the example I was making of a LaMelo and a trade. It's like these guys. It's like solid, but like exactly. You could switch them all around. They don't play great defense. They can get you some points, and that's it. Like
so, I agree. I agree here. Somebody said is that they're going to resign both Herro and Powell. I know. And I'm telling y'all, like.
We've figured out what they're going to do, and it's not even an exaggeration at this point anymore to be like, we're going to talk about getting a whale, and then we're going to do absolutely fucking nothing, and then we're going to say that we kind of like our team, and then we're going to say, no, we got to make some changes, and then not make the change. Like we've seen it enough before. The script
we've done it.
Like, not going to blow it up. I said the other day, not a new concept on Twitter. Like we have too much pride to tank, and we're too dumb to blow it up. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work, and we're in this endless cycle. And I think that's why we're all getting exhausted at this about midway point through the season, not even wanting to do these post games because it's like, what are we going to say that's different? They're not doing anything different.
We're not going to say anything differently, and people will still be like, all I do is hate on the team. And it's like, at this point, all of you motherfuckers are saying the same shit that we've been saying for 4 fucking years. Like it took this long for y'all to get tired of a product that we knew was headed in this direction. And when we tried to lead y'all down the path of righteousness, you niggas wanted to call us all types of assholes. And I still get called racist on Twitter. Like, you haters. And like, that's all like.
You hate Tyler. You're the, yeah.
It's like, I don't hate Tyler. I just know what he is. He's again, white Norman Powell.
No disrespect to any of them. Like it's really not personal with any of these guys to sit here and say like if you have an average basketball mind and you look at that roster and you look at the rest of the NBA, you're just like, yeah, no, they're exactly where they should be in the standings. Like it's not rocket science. It's not crazy. Like
yeah, and that's why it's just kind of like. There's a lot of conversation going on around kind of like Miami's softer schedule in the second half of the season. And they talk about how there are a bunch of teams on this that Miami should beat, tanking teams. And again, like I've said this for years, like I have a problem with the concept of teams Miami should beat. I was like, who the fuck do y'all think the Miami Heat are? They are one of those, they are mid. They can beat anybody and they can lose to anybody.
No, that's the thing. They could beat the first team. They could. You saw when we were the 1 seed that year. We did the same shit as when we were an 8 seed.
This season, I think we beat OKC and we beat Detroit, and we also lost to the Utah fucking Jazz.
They'll turn around and lose to the Kings, of course.
Like, and so like when people say that Miami should be winning these games, it's like, bro, like you're putting way too much expectation on this roster, and I think that's kind of. Again, like that's why I like these post game shows. Like I want to do them. I want to do post game shows, but I also want to be entertained. I want to talk about a product that I was entertained by. Like I'm no longer being entertained by the Miami Heat, and like that trade deadline of them not doing anything was them being complacent with where they are and where they're headed. And so for me, it was like, why should I have to show up here and do this if they not finna do anything to kind of give me a product to watch or talk about?
I was going to say exactly that. Like the trade deadline for me was like, man, I was so, and it's like, you'd think that by now, like I would know better and people would know better, but I mean, I'm going to be honest, I still let them give me that little bit of hope. Like I do. And I am still devastated every time, even though I know what's going to happen. So that was a slap in the face to the fan base to sit there and do absolutely nothing, knowing what this team looks like. And yeah, I feel you. It's like, I want to sit here and I want to talk about a good team and be excited about our team again. And it's like, I'm not excited at all about it. And, I feel for the people, our lovely people that tune in and watch, because it's like, yeah, it's going to get redundant because we're going to sit here and, and honestly, like as much as we go like back and forth and we give him shit, like right now, I just feel bad for Bam because he's just in like purgatory in the prime of his career on a team that just is going nowhere. And I don't know why I have that particular sentiment for Bam. I mean, I guess some people could say it for Tyler or they could say it for whoever, but it's like this experiment has been drawn out for so many years with nothing tangible, with no real results to show for it. And they're kind of wasting away here on like a mid team that, like you said, can turn it on any given night and beat the number one team in the league or lose to the tanking worst team in the league. And it's just over and over. Like it's
I have a hard time like feeling bad for NBA players.
no.
Well, yeah. So like typical like they're millionaires type shit. It's I feel like there are certain players, and Bam is one of these players that I feel like wants to win basketball games. Like he wants to win. He cares about winning. Yes. I don't think most of the players in the league care about it. And at this point, at this juncture, I don't think the front office of Miami cares about it. So it's like, it's hard for me to like feel bad for anybody in this organization when I know from the top down through most of the org, like they don't care about winning. Barry Jackson told us, hold on now.
That's fair.
We got a 2-for-1 special.
Oh my God.
We got the chairman pulling up one time for the one time. Kane, Ricky J. How you doing today, brother?
I am currently having some technical difficulty, so I apologize in advance if I just randomly freeze or whatever, because apparently Xfinity has decided they want to do some construction in my area, and the 2 gates that you need to get into my neighborhood apparently have something to do with that. I don't know what's going on. It's been a weird situation this week. It's been a very busy week. Apparently the Heat played tonight. Whatever. Yeah. I'm tired. I'm really tired. You see, immigration laws are very how should I say this? No. I know. Don't worry. I'm just saying, look, immigration law is a very tedious thing to partake in. And on top of that, I just, I had somebody come in from out of town, and then there's all this other stuff that's going on and everything. It's just, I mean, you can see there's like a streak of, I'm starting to look like Storm from X-Men. I got a little.
Come on now. That's wisdom.
Hey.
That's wisdom, that Kane. That's wisdom, that Kane. That's wisdom.
I will take that. But no, I'm sorry. You had a question for me. Good evening. Hi.
Good evening. But I'm sorry. I want to acknowledge that subtle flex that you had about black wealth. Talk about this 2 gates that you got to get into your neighborhood. Gated communities are not all built the same. All gated communities are not built equal, Kane.
Right, but it's just annoying because the construction people got to come in, and there's this one particular woman at is it the first or the second? The second gate. That is particularly difficult. Like, there's times when I have Amazon deliveries that come in, and it's just like they're clearly here to deliver a package. Let this man through so he can get about his underpaid business. I want him to be paid better. He does not get paid enough to deal with annoying people at the gate who clearly have nothing better to do than to just make people's lives miserable. I mean,
listen, brother, they are there for a reason. Allow them folks to do their job. Before I get to like any questions with basketball, I want to acknowledge the kind of Kang over here. My boy Jordan pulling up one time for the one time. Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
We're doing fantastic. So I'll go to King Ricky. Ricky, did you partake in basketball festivities tonight? Did you watch the game at all? No.
Of course I did.
All right.
Of course I did.
Did you watch the Miami Heat play basketball tonight?
I hate you for asking that specific question. Now I'm in an
No, you
awkward
didn't.
space because I was
Don't
going to
worry
go
about
on
it.
and I was going on a
Look.
rant about Comrade Wembenyama tonight.
We'll circle back around to that. I want somebody to talk about this game. Jordan, your thoughts on Miami Heat versus Philadelphia? Any overarching thoughts of the season that came from this game?
Oh, I can
Where are
talk
your
about some
mind? I know.
Once again, you see what happens when they run into a team with people with job security. Job security and bright futures. I'm not talking about the Florida scholarship either. Yeah. That's about it. That's the sum of the game. So
it's so succinct, but it's so wide ranging in terms of like analysis from this game, because it's true. When you run into a team that has a clear direction, they're going to impose their will. Ricky, me and Jess were talking about some of the themes kind of coming from this, the dynamic between Norm. We talked about Bam kind of having a good game. Pele's role in the starting lineup. It was just a lot of things. Like, and this game sounds like more the reason why we've been on the same kind of soapbox for years, being middling. I ain't really got no solid question for you because I don't care. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I don't give a fuck about the Miami Heat right now. I can't find it.
And
I cannot find it.
You asked, you see, I was getting ready to talk ball.
You was getting ready to talk about Victor Wembanyama.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't have a good answer for you as to why you shouldn't.
I love everything about the guy. Like, oh my God. He's awesome. He's my favorite player in the league. He only scored 12 points tonight, and yet the Spurs are about to mess around and get the top seed in the Western Conference. This being after the Oklahoma City Thunder practically, like, they started off the season trying to do their best 2015, 2016 Warriors impression until people started realizing, wait a minute, this guy's not Steph Curry. He's a foul merchant. We're not going to put up with this. Let's send out that really, really tall pogo stick from France and beat him 3 out of 4 times. And lo and behold, it just screeched to a halt. And then now here we are. They were supposed to be a 6 seed.
I ain't gonna lie. This basketball ain't gonna translate into playoffs though.
Which basketball?
San Antonio. I don't think it's gonna translate into playoffs game.
I await your reasoning.
I don't need a reason. I just know. You know how it be sometimes when you're clairvoyant. You just kind of know things.
It sounds to me like you're talking about the Pistons.
First of all, don't you disrespect my GOAT, Cade Cunningham, like this. All right.
Oh, this ain't about Cade. It's about who's after him.
Oh, don't worry about it. I know that's not translated, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the San Antonio Spurs. Let's go around the panel. Jess, have you got an opportunity to gander upon San Antonio's basketball this season?
Not a lot. It seems, I was going to say somewhat contingent on the Wemby performances, but I guess tonight is a good example that it's not really. So they've put together, a relatively solid squad around him, I would say, especially if they're, up there potentially taking over the 1 seed. But I haven't watched them at length as far as commenting on their actual play style. So I don't know. I don't know how that'll translate in the playoffs. I mean, obviously we've seen some teams struggle with that. We see a lot of 1 seeds not making it to the last round. So, Yeah,
De'Aaron Fox has been playing really well for them, and
he's so solid.
They were cooking without Victor. I mean, he missed 14 games, and he's been playing limited minutes since he came back, and they're still cooking.
It's because
2015 Atlanta Hawks.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought that Dylan Harper's presence would kind of like fuck up just kind of like their guard rotation, and to a certain extent, like he does disrupt some things, but he doesn't disrupt enough. Like, I think they're allowed to develop him in a way where they can still win games and just kind of, throw them in there for minutes at a time. But De'Aaron Fox has been way better as a Spur than I initially
Fox is
anticipated.
always gonna do. He's always gonna do his thing though. Like it's like Maxey too. Like Maxey always does his thing. Like Embiid in or not. Like Kelly Oubre having a good game or not. Like those are just guys that they get in their bag. Like it just doesn't matter. He's so good. I mean, I love him.
I would have loved to have
the
a
Spurs
DM.
are also not coached by Eric Spoelstra. So Dylan Harper hasn't started a single game this season. And then
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by kind of like his maturation. Like obviously, the talent is there. Play a lot of DJ shit like that, but he does play and he has a defined role on that roster off the bench. And I think that they're allowed to bring him along slowly, and that's going to be greatly beneficial when they inevitably trade Desmond Vassell and put him in the starting lineup. Jordan, you got a chance. You got a chance to Devin. Shut up. Jordan, you got a chance to watch any basketball this year?
Oh yeah, they've been good, and I think they're setting themselves up for prime position to be at their season spoiled by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards gonna do it 3 years in a row. He gonna fuck up somebody day 3 years in a row. And it's probably Wemby's turn.
LA.
LA's like the 6th seed. It's not gonna happen.
Ant Donato's here. Ant Donato, how are you doing today?
Man, you don't care.
I don't. And I know you watched this game, so let's pivot this thing back to the Miami Heat a little bit. Ant, just go ahead and tell us a little bit of what you done already said on your YouTube channel. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe to Ant's YouTube channel. He got more followers than us
right now.
But
Roy, we were all enjoying our lives these last couple of weeks without these post-game shows. Why are we back? Why are we doing this?
Because I made a tweet.
Y'all would not be live anymore. Like, why are we doing this? Because you know what, Royal? It's funny you said that I watched this game because for the first time when I got home from the course, I did not start from the beginning. I usually start from the beginning, flip through the commercials. I said, I'm going to check the score. If they're down double digits, I'm just going to jump to live. They were down 13. It was like a couple minutes into the third quarter. And then, of course, I turn it on and I fucking drink the Kool-Aid because Bam hit a 3, then another 3, then Herro 3, then Herro 3, then Bam 3. I'm thinking, all right now. I turned this game on in a good time. I got fucking sucked in, and then they spit me back out just like Ricky likes.
Well, for starters, I would advise you personal life out of this post-game discussion.
Spitters are quitters, baby.
Correct, but just because I'm wearing a robe, don't mean it's freaky hours over here. All right.
Yeah. Let's not turn this into a pause. But yeah, bro. Like I think that's kind of what happened. Like Miami actually didn't have a third quarter. I thought that was the best quarter of the game. The third quarter where they kind of like got themselves into it.
What Wes Goldberg calls it a turned quarter. Come on now. God. Come on now.
I've been calling it that since 2015.
You see how they gentrify? We're not gonna go down that road. We're not gonna go down that road.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
They only got 2 days left. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they played well in the third quarter, and I thought like I didn't buy the Kool-Aid, but I was like, yeah, I can get behind like Bam with the threes and shit like that. It was a cool game, bro. Like I don't expect anything now, so it's hard for me to be disappointed or upset at results from these games. Like that's what makes post-game shows so hard. But I'm gonna do these motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. They gonna be short because I'm about to end this one. But like I'm gonna do these hoes, kinda. I'm gonna have Ant make the link. I'm gonna watch about 2-3 minutes of that first quarter, and I'll make a decision very quickly on whether or not I'm gonna stay up to do a post-game show. And if you niggas want to keep waiting for them, be my guest. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, bro. But like,
spoiler alert, check the injury report tomorrow. See how long Norman is out. That's your answer for when we'll be back as a post-game show.
I ain't gonna hold you. Norm don't really move me when it comes to whether or not he. Now,
doesn't have to do with Norm.
And
That
yeah, I
does
know.
not
If
Yeah,
I
you
look
know.
at that Miami Heat tweet and the starting five has a certain someone in it, I can guarantee you, I'm probably not going to do no post game show because they started him in the second half. Like, and it was cool. Like, it's fine. I understand. But I don't think Norm played. What was it? 2 games ago, Norm didn't play, and then they started somebody else. They started Kasparas. Oh no, it was Davion who didn't play, and they started Kasparas instead of Tyler. And I was like, yeah, we like that. But when it's the shooting guard, there's really no other option to like emulate Norm's play. You have to play Tyler. But fuck it, if they do that, then we probably won't have a post game show. But y'all keep coming to the page and checking anyway. I guarantee you, next year we'll go right back to the regular cadence where we do post game shows almost every night. But for now, it is what it is, bro. I do these motherfuckers when I feel like it, and when I don't, y'all can blame me for the rest of the season too. Like it ain't nobody else. It's me. Ant might get on here and do it, but I promise you, if y'all don't see a post game show, it's because I told them niggas in the chat I'm not doing it. I'm going to bed. I swear to God. That's what it be. Thank you guys in the comments as always for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you.
Read my poem. Like, is that what we're doing? Like, we just gonna?
My fault, Kane. My fault. I paid StreamYard today too, so we can go ahead. We can play intros and exits and talk this shit.
I feel like there is a concerted effort within this network to silence my passion. Okay.
No. It is.
It's not the PhD. It's not the law degree. It's not none of that. Apparently, y'all ain't trying to have me, express myself as a black man in America. Is it not rough enough? Like
no, I'm the one doing the suppression here. No, I'm the crab. I'm the crab in the barrel here, Kane.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. You too smart for me. I don't need nobody smarter than me on this panel. So when you start doing poetry and shit, I can't do that. So I got to silence you. You better start with your hickory dickory dock shit right now. Otherwise, I'm finna press this main outro.
Love overcomes all hate, and quite frankly, love is a transformational aspect of who we are as human beings, and thus, as a result, I found myself compelled to write about a love that transforms, a love that
I ain't gonna hold you. I thought that was the start of the poem when you said that shit.
And so I call it transformational love. All right, unity, the sovereignty, a look into a world filled with the dreams of my emotions, a journey into a land loaded with the love of my reflections. I call it transformational love, a purpose, progress, the way 2 lines converge along a dotted surface, the choice one makes on the verge of emergence. I call it transformational love, a remembrance, renewal, the moment I had long purposed to realize, the day in which the belief met the reality. I call it transformational love. She's here, she's coming, she's not here yet, and yet she's mine. I call it transformational love, a true story of triumph and tragedy, a love letter to life and liberty, an answer to a prayer often made, a response to an appeal long since delayed. I call it transformational love. She and I will be together. She and I will be forever. She and I will be whenever. She and I withstand the weather. I call it transformational love, Royal. Denied, deprived, in spite of all that, she still arrives. This is the moment. This is the time. I call it transformational love. The end has come. The journey has ended. At last, long last, my fear has abated. Royal, I call it transformational love.
I call it a hostage situation. It sounds like you got this bitch in the basement with shackles on.
Nah, she ain't
She
in the
will
basement.
love me.
No, she consents.
You will love me. You will like me. You will taste me.
Oh. Wow. All right. Yeah.
That's what I was hearing during your portion, brother. Like,
you ain't wrong.
I ain't gonna lie. Too snap. Y'all make sure y'all tune in next time. Ricky J. Mark will have another poem. Is that the poem that you were supposed to read on the other post game show that I canceled?
No, well, I have a poem dedicated to Nu and everything great about her being a black woman during Ramadan, but truth is, I'll wait till the Eid.
Well, I learned tonight that they got 21 more days of Ramadan, so we still got 3 weeks of this that we got going on. I learned that in the Discord that you guys should join. Join the Basement Discord. Jordan is the host of our in-game watch parties. So look at Jess sleeping. So we finna go ahead and get up out of here. We have bored her to.
That's my bedtime. This is why I don't come to these.
Pass mine too. Thank you guys in the comments as always for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to all these niggas who pulled up one time for the one time. We will see y'all when we fucking see y'all.
When's the next game?
Who gives a fuck? Play the video, me.
You're getting rough.
Oh yeah, we packing somebody up tonight.